Right then, sharpen your axes and polish your armour, because today we're dealing with a broker with a name so heavy it practically clangs when it walks. Iron FX. A broker forged in fire, hammered by controversy, cooled in regulation, reheated in marketing, and now ready to face the FX Act stress test. Now, before we start, timestamps are there. But let's be honest, I already know that you heroic, iron-willed viewers would never dream of skipping ahead. You're built of sterner stuff. You're forged in the same furnace as your host. And yes, before you ask, the underpants remain firmly on the outside, as any respectable trading superhero would insist. So let's melt down this broker and see what the core metal is made of. We attack it, as ever, through our 5 FX Axe pillars: safety and deposits, fees and transparency, platform and asset range, customer service, and USPs. Let the smelting begin. IronFX is one of those brokers with more regulatory stamps than a medieval armoury had dents. Cyprus CISEC? Tick. UK FCA? Tick. South Africa FSCA? Also tick. Australia ASIC? Tick. And the British Virgin Islands? Also tick. Although that one is more flexible leather armour than full steel plate. The important takeaway is this: IronFX offers everything from heavily regulated EU-style protection, complete with compensation funds, all the way down to offshore entities where you get higher leverage but fewer safety nets. Much like choosing armour, you can go heavy plate and safe, or light leather and extremely agile but vulnerable to arrows. Deposits begin only after full KYC approval, a sign that the operational structure is more iron discipline than rusty shortcuts. Funding is simple, with cards, bank transfers, e-wallets, and even crypto. Withdrawals in testing were surprisingly smooth. Our test transaction arrived within 1 business day, without a single squeaky hinge. As safety profiles go, IronFX is like an iron helmet. Strong from the right manufacturer, questionable if sourced from a wandering blacksmith. Check which entity you're signed up to, because the difference between FCA IronFX and the offshore IronFX is the difference between a fortified castle and a tent. Our verdict? It's a solid 8 out of 10. You've got the flexibility that you need, but you've also got the rigidity should that be the way that you wish to work. So on to fees and transparency. IronFX keep things fairly clear, but this is a broker with range. Different account types, different structures, and different spreads depending on what you want to choose. The standard floating and fixed accounts sit at around 1 to 2 pips, commission free. The raw ECN account, the one we tested, offered razor spreads so sharp they could slice through sheet metal, paired with a small commission and excellent execution. This account is where the iron gets hot. Leverage varies wildly depending on entity. EU traders get sensible limits, while offshore clients can get up to 1 to 2,000, which requires the sort of discipline normally reserved for blacksmiths who shape glowing metal at 1,500 degrees without blinking. Transparency is decent, costs are competitive, and the ECN conditions were strong. But be aware that the best pricing sits behind the pro accounts, not the entry-level ones. We've given that a very respectable 7 out of 10. The choice is yours on the leverage that you wish to take, but we would recommend to be very careful if you're going into the higher echelons. So on to platform and asset range. Now here's where IronFX starts wielding the hammer with confidence. You get MT4, the global workhorse, and the proprietary IronX platform. MT4 is everything you expect: algorithmic trading, custom indicators, crisp execution, and compatibility with every EA under the sun. IronX, on the other hand, is like the lightweight Iron Dagger. Simple, clean, responsive, and great for fast execution without needing a lab full of tools. It's not the blacksmith's masterpiece, but it's a good, usable, efficient blade. The real fire, though, comes from IronFX's tools. Trading central integration is a major win, providing real market intelligence, sentiment, and technical analysis that feels premium. The economic calendar, market buzz newsfeed, VIP room access, if you're willing to pay for it, and copy trading round out a toolkit that is both functional and extensive. The asset list? Over 500 instruments. Forex, indices, metals, futures, shares. A full rack of weapons ready for battle. As you can imagine, with this armoury, we can't give this less than a 9 out of 10. So customer service. Customer support feels surprisingly polished, like armour that's actually being maintained instead of left out to rust. Live chat connects quickly, with human agents who don't take half a century to respond. You also get multilingual support, a ticketing system, direct phone options, and a rich FAQ library that actually solves things instead of saying contact support. Is it flawless? Not quite. IronFX still carries the echoes of past complaints, and the offshore branches don't always operate with the steel-clad consistency of their EU counterparts. But based on current testing, service is responsive and professional, which is more than you can say for many offshore brokers swinging blunt axes. Overall, we give this a very solid 8 out of 10. You do speak to a human, but they have had some past misdemeanors. That being said, they have worked on, and our testing was great. So our final pillar, unique selling points. This is where IronFX reveals its molten core. The Trading Central Suite alone is a significant differentiator, a premium toolset many brokers can't simply offer. The educational center is properly built, not just filler content. The combination of MT4 and IronX gives traders flexibility. The range of account types means beginners, veterans, and algorithmic traders all can find a home. IronFX is also one of the few long-standing global brands that actually reinvested into portal design, research, analytics, and contests rather than relying purely on name recognition. You can feel the years of forging here. The dents, the refinements, the reforging. It's a broker that has been hammered, shaped, and hardened over time. Does it have rust in its history? Yes. Is it sharper now? Absolutely. And for that reason, we give it a very solid 9 out of 10. So our final verdict. IronFX is a broker forged in both fire and controversy. But today, the blade is sharper than many expect. It offers strong tools, regulated option, serious analysis features, and genuinely competitive trading conditions if you choose the right account. Just make sure you know which entity you're signing up with, because picking the wrong one is the difference between wielding a sword and swinging a piece of decorative garden iron. So our final score is 8 out of 10. A strong metal refined over time. Not perfect, but undeniably solid. If you'd like to test IronFX for yourself, the link is below. It helps support the channel, costs you nothing, and keeps the FX axe sharpened for more reviews. Use it only if you feel IronFX matches your trading style. We always swing the axe honestly here. From FX Axe, I'm Max. See you next time at the sharp end.